Hello dear viewers, the state television campaign in Western Armenia represents the most important news for today. An open letter addressed to the Prime Minister of the Republic of Armenia, Mr. Nikol Pashinyan. Baku Modifies the residence of the President of occupied Artsakh. The earthquake of village Akor. After Gardman, Shirvan, Artsakh, the next will be the Republic of Armenia, Mkhitar, Gabrielyan. Cultural heritage of Armenia will be discussed at the Getty Center. National leadership of Armenian community in Syria urged to be careful. At the beginning of the Soviet years, the Baku authorities were carrying out planned operation to the Armenian population of Nakhichevan. Mr. Prime Minister, until November 25, 2024, in your last public speeches, you referred to the identity and culture of Western Armenia and the Armenians of the Western Armenia several times, as if our existence and our state could bother Azerbaijan and Turkey. So, we thank you for raising this topic. Better late than never. As you know, the Treaty of Sevres and its 444 articles constitute the fundamental document governing the rights of the entire region, although its critics have not taken into account the purposes for which it has been used for all these decades, reducing its legal impact at the level of states that don't have respect to the latter. According to Article 92 of the Treaty of Sevres, Armenia's borders with Azerbaijan can be determined by mutual consent of the interested states. Armenia's borders with Azerbaijan and Georgia will be determined by mutual consent of the interested states. In any case, the states concerned at the time of the decision provided for in Article 89 have not been able to determine their boundaries by common consent. It shall be determined by the General Light Powers, who shall be responsible for its delimitation at the local level. Western Armenia recognizes the need to guarantee the necessary condition for the viability of Eastern Armenia, the Republic of Armenia, particularly by contributing to the opening of the latter's border and securing access to the Black Sea through the territory of Western Armenia. On the other hand, we should not deprive Artsakh regions of these same conditions of vitality. Thus, the ethnic cleansing of Artsakh Armenians carried out by the government of Baku on December 22, 2023 violates not only international law and human rights, but also the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the Armenian state, Western Armenia of 1920. It also contradicts the principle of nationality as a necessary condition for the economic and political stability of the respective territories. Dear viewers, you can read the full article on the Western Armenian TV website. Baku is modifying the residence of the President of Artsakh. We are informed from the photos spread by the Azerbaijani media. Such actions are another attempt to erase the Armenian historical and cultural trace in the region, emphasizing Azerbaijan's policy, which aims to appropriate and transform the identity of the occupied Armenian territories. A brief citation of the earthquake has been kept in the lithography carved in 1829 on the western wall of the church Gevork in Shahab village in Kotak region. Of course, the famous earthquake of Akor is evidenced as a result of which the entire village and local shrines were completely destroyed. Hovannes Shakhatunyan writes that the severe earthquake covered the shelter of St. Jacob and its church along with its inhabitants, captured and covered the village of Akor with more than 1,000 inhabitants. Such a memorial on the wall of the Shahab church allows us to assume that Armenians who left Shahab village were also killed in Akor. Names of Turks came from the name Masis, derived from the Armenian name of Akor village. Analysis and observation show that Azerbaijan's desires include the next section, and that action as an object has the Republic of Armenia. The History faculty of Yerevan State University said this during the conference entitled The Armenians of Shirvan, Gardman and Nakhichevan, From the Indigeneity to Refugees. Such conferences are gaining more and more importance for the simple reason that, unfortunately, every day, every hour, we have another record that Azerbaijan's genocidal policy, starting at some point, has no intention of stopping at all. What happened in Shirvan, Nakhichevan, Gardman, Artsakh today is outlined as a continuation toward the Republic of Armenia. Analysis and observations show that Azerbaijan's desire include the next factor, and that next factor has the Republic of Armenia as its object, he said. On 15 December, the Getty Center will host saved objects and captured places discussion on art and cultural heritage during the genocide. The event will be held at the Harold Armine Williams Auditorium of Getty Center. Eminent scholars will discuss the effects of genocide not only on the physical extermination, but also the process of destruction, appropriation and transmission of the cultural heritage of the targeted community. Admission is free. Details of the event can be found on the official website of the Getty Research Institute. The changes taking place in Syria, we urge the children of our people to be discreet and cautioned to leave their homes only if necessary, informs the Armenian community national leadership in Syria. The Armenian community has always been and will be a supporting force for the welfare and prosperity of the Syrian motherland and supporter of the country's territorial integrity and the peaceful coexistence of different components of the Syrian society. Armenians in Syria who have a centuries-old and constructive presence in this country will continue to support the programs of the reconstruction of Syria through joint work. We wish peace to Syria and to this temporary living Aleppo. A safe return we contribute to the country's prosperity. Note the message. In 1918 up to 1920, after the massacres carried out to the Armenians of Nakhichevan by the Turks and Azeris, many Armenians managed to escape from the territory and migrate, most of them temporarily sheltered in Syunik as well as in Georgia. It seemed that with the establishment of Soviet power in the Transcaucasian republics, the situation of the Armenian population of Nakhichevan region should improve, but nothing had changed in politics. And on the contrary, according to the agreement of Moscow and Kars, the territory was placed under the control of Baku and gave opportunity to Azerbaijani authorities to continue the policy finally depopulating the Nakhichevan, said Ani Melkonyan, researcher and analyst of the Georg Scientific Analytic Foundation, during the conference entitled The Armenians of Shirvan, Gardman and Nakhichevan, From Indigeneity to Refugees. This was all for today. I wish you a good day. We will meet.